So, Charlie Kirk just got shot in the head. You know, the guy who said that it's entirely fucking okay for us to have a few gun deaths a year if we all have our right to the Second Amendment. I have mixed opinions on that, but I'm not saying I'm rooting for his death. No, I no, I like watching the video. It's like that shit is pretty fucking brutal. He was shot in the neck, like right in the jugular. Like that seems like a really fatal wound. I don't get how anyone can recover from that, but you never know. Sometimes skydivers fall from the fucking sky, thousands and millions of feet, and without their parachute working, and then they still somehow fucking live. And then there's people who trip on their own shoelaces once and then just fucking die of like a brain aneurysm or a hemorrhage or some shit. So anything's possible. Like hell, we all thought Trump was dead like a week ago, about a week ago, and then the world had to tell us, "Hey, idiots, no, just because he was like having a personal weekend does not mean he died. Wait, please." But it is still pretty fucking wild. Okay. I don't know how if they're gonna catch the shooter, how they're gonna catch the shooter. All I can say is that was pretty fucking brutal. And I don't know. I have mixed opinions on a Second Amendment because, in my opinion, it's like in other countries they do smarter tactics around guns. They'll be like, "Here, we're going to sell guns, but if you have a gun, it has a like." I heard some countries have this thing where it's like they give you bullets that have specific serial numbers on it, and then also like a specific serial number for the gun, and it's also registered. The number is attached to your name, so it's like, okay, if you shoot a gun and fire it and we find it in someone's skull, we're going to ask you like, hey, this was your fucking gun. Why was your gun either one taken from your property, or two, why did you shoot this man? You should tell us now instead of fleeing the scene. Now, allegedly, this happens. I think it happens somewhere in Asia, and I was like, damn, that's a pretty good fucking rule. Also, I don't know, how do I put this? The right to the Second Amendment, it's like, aren't we supposed to be using that to overthrow, like, fucked up political parties and groups that, like, are detrimental to the fucking, to America? And so far, we haven't used that shit. Like, not even with storming the Capitol. I don't, like, the only person who fired their gun was ironically some government worker in the building who was just like, don't enter the fucking building or I will shoot you. And then anyone else who was gonna enter the building, they didn't even bother to fucking try shooting a gun or anything. They were just like, let's just rush in there with posters and signs and fucking massive horns and fucking war paint, but no war weapons. What's the point? It was a facade. And then they want to complain that they're getting arrested for their involvement on fucking at the Capitol. It's like, yeah, dumbass. It's like, I'm not saying they should have been fucking shooting niggas and taking names later, but it's like, wow, your best strategy was just, you were like, I'm gonna climb the side walls and fall multiple times and then get into a window to an empty room and then maybe get shot by a security guard who has nothing to do, who doesn't even, like, all he wants to do is not get assaulted and to keep his fucking life and his job. I don't fucking get it. Also, I'm just saying, it's like niggas with guns. Usually, the niggas who do have the guns are like the worst fucking people. The worst fucking people. Like, I'm sure there are some people that are like, I have a gun and I'm using it to protect my family. But do you know how many people are just like, I'm gonna, like, oh my god, who's that actor? Shia LaBeouf. He, with FKA Twigs, he literally slept with his arm around her throat as he held a gun all the time so she couldn't even safely get up and pee or do anything without him being near her because he was such a fucking danger. And also I believe he gave her like some sort of terrible STD. He's a terrible man. A lot of people have guns, but we don't properly screen. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I wanted to, I could get a gun, and they'd be like, hey, sweet little lady with the cute little diamond earrings and the afro puffs, the little space buns, and the nice little silk dress. Here's a gun. You want to know what I do with it? You don't want to know what I do with it. You don't want to know. So I know my personal limitations, and I enforce myself since it's like, but simply put, there's a lot of, but even recently I was thinking, maybe I should get one. Because it's like, if there's going to be a loony with a gun, I'd rather be the loony with the gun than have some other loony be mad at me because I don't give them my number at a gas station or because they thought I looked suspicious in a store, and then next thing you know, I'm fucking bleeding out on the floor. I don't need that shit. It's like the Wild West out here. And I think it's fucking, I don't know. Like, I support it, like, I don't know. I'll put it this way. Before, I used to be very much, like, extremely gun control and no one should have guns because it's fucking stupid. But now, as life has gotten older, and also since my area has a shit ton of crime, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, If you have to pop someone, I get it. It's like, I get it. Some situations really do call for it, but not everyone has common sense or the perfect amount of restraint. So some people would be like, this guy is holding up the line by screaming at the workers at Little Caesars. I should shoot him in the fucking head. And technically, I'm saving everyone's time and saving the day. It's like, no, you're not. Just wait it out. You know, they have hired security, and even if they don't, it's like, okay, then just use your normal man strength to get the man out. Just be like, nigga, you are leaving with your fucking order or with me throwing you out. Like, if you're gonna be violent, like, use your fucking strength like a man and handle the consequences of a fight. Don't take the coward's way out. I believe in if you have an issue, throw a fucking chair, throw some punches, and whether you or your enemy get thrown on the ground, shake hands after and move the fuck on about it until next time. I think that's how it should work. Like, guns are fucking stupid. But then again, when Luigi Mangione, I'll put it this way, if it is a societal and political fucking, I get having a gun. I think it's necessary. Because Luigi Mangione, I support what he did. Because it's like, yeah, people are using AI to auto deny people from having health care so that they can keep, like, I remember I told an ex when I was 18, he was a Marxist, like heavy Marxist, but I told him I do not support insurance. He was like, why? And I said, well, think about it. There's people that probably pay hundreds to thousands of dollars per year on insurance just for the time when they actually can use it, like they actually have an injury. Then surprise, insurance doesn't cover shit. And then they have to like, so they wasted tons of money, and all the money they spent on insurance ironically could have been saved in case of just paying the bill themselves. So now they're just like hella broke. What's the point of healthcare insurance? And then he was like, I don't know, I think they can be useful. And then lo and behold, now we have the shit where it's like United Healthcare and all these other places are openly using AI to be like, make up a reason to reject it. So we have people that are like, so it's like, oh, it's life, it's not life saving, you don't need it. Like, they get that. So it's like, hey, this surgery won't save your life. And then if someone responds, yes it will, I will fucking die if I don't get it, then it's like, oh, then we can't give you the surgery because you're pretty much gonna fucking die. And then you'll go back and forth before realizing, oh, it's just a fucking AI. It's just a fucking AI. You can never get a person because these people are cowards that want to milk you for your money. When we say eat the rich, it's because of people like this. And if you're one of those rich people that are like, hey, I have money, I have a vacation home and cars, I'm not exploiting the poor, then okay, then congratulations, you will not be getting beheaded. But we will be getting the mother, like, so when Luigi Mangione, I don't even think he did it personally, and I can tell you more about that, but simply put, whoever the fuck actually did do it, I think is actually on the loose, and shout out to that person. But simply put, I think, like, I support it. Because it's like, you know what happened? Tons of people immediately got health care. Like women who had cancer, men who had like spinal surgeries, people who needed access to motor chairs or surgery or insulin. They finally fucking got it for like a fucking week or so because all the fucking healthcare companies were scared that they were next. And I think that's important. I think we should have politicians that are afraid of the people and do things that actually align with our interests. Because if they are not afraid of the people, then what? The people are supposed to fear the government? I'll put it this way. I forget who said the quote, like, ask not what your government can do for you, but what you can do for your government. I think that's a stupid. Your government is supposed to serve you. The government is supposed to serve you and your interests and make you happy. It doesn't mean they have to do every fucking thing you want, but they should be trying. They shouldn't just be milking your fucking money of like taxes for every little fucking thing they can, while also next thing you know being like, hey, you have potholes, fuck you, we're not gonna fix it. Oh, you want like less gun violence, like actual police officers that don't rape fucking kids out here and sell drugs? You want actual like community services? Well, fuck you. Like, no, your government is supposed to serve you. It is basically like we pay for the idea of access to a community that helps us all as a whole. And so I believe that mayors and politicians, it's like, we're giving you money, do your fucking job. You're supposed to be the person who's smart and in power and controls a lot of stuff for us. To since you're so big and mighty, show us what good you can do with the power you have. And they abuse the power they have. So instead, it'll be like, oh, okay, you'll see them going to fucking French Laundry as people die in the streets of COVID, as people rot in the streets because they're homeless and they can't afford fucking rent, because they have medical bills that they can't fucking afford and they can't pay. Like, all sorts of things. Wage theft is common. Like, so many things are just happening. And so I'm gonna say it. I don't really give a fuck if like. And then there will be a politician that's like, actually, we need more access to guns. You already have enough access to guns. You already have guns, and you already have a right to guns. There is no lack for you, unless you have made. But even then, it's like niggas who have been convicted of crimes somehow still find a way to get a gun. Like I'm one of those people where it's like I think we should try to get guns safely into the hands of people who do not have too many mental issues. And also, it depends on the people. Like I think we should definitely find a way to make it work so that it's not just like, okay, it shouldn't be so easy that some girl can just give her gun to her abusive boyfriend, or that someone can just so easily get a gun and decide to murder their wife and fucking kids like we see on the news all the fucking time. I think we should find a way to make things work. But I'll say there's a million other things I think we need to make work before guns. And if people are just like, we need more restrictions so less lunatics can shoot and kill people so easily without being chased down. And then some guys like, fuck you, we actually need more guns, and I'm okay with people dying, and we should actually have like a few, like several thousand, hundred gun deaths a year if it means that we have the right to protect ourselves. Protect ourselves from what? Other niggas with guns. I'm just saying. And so the nigga who was pandering that bullshit got shot in the fucking throat. You can't be shocked that there are some people right now posting reaction clips from the Real Housewives of Atlanta as we speak of Nene Leakes laughing her ass off. Because it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah. So you can have a million opinions on it. You could say he did deserve to get shot in the throat, which I'm not advocating for, or at least not on the internet. No, thank you. I'm not trying. Like, I'm just saying. You could advocate for that if you wanted to. You could not advocate for it. Whatever you feel like. It's still like I personally feel like we should focus on the bigger issues. Like, I'm still figuring out my total stance on gun control in so many ways. Like, if you live in a Wild West community, I understand why you'd want one. So that then you can protect yourself in case of chaos. But, it's usually the people who bring the chaos who have the most guns. All I'm saying is he should have been very careful when he said we should be okay with so many people dying from gun violence because it still means that we have a right to guns. And trying to promote all this rhetoric about guns being okay and guns being da 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 blah 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 just for him to get shot in the fucking throat and have it recorded and blasted on all news stations right now is pretty fucking insane. It's like this, I almost have the point I'm making coming across. It's just like I think we have much larger issues and he chose his hill to die on, and it's unfortunate that he might actually have to die on that hill. On the whole, we need guns and I don't care if people die, we should all have guns. And now it's unfortunate that he may or may not actually die because he got shot in the fucking throat. I don't know. It's like the lion eating my face's party. It's like, oh, I didn't expect them to eat my face. It's like, yeah, some lunatic who didn't agree with you decided to pop a fucking gun off at your fucking head. Like, yeah. So now we're gonna have to waste a bunch of fucking tax money on officers to hunt down who that fucking guy was, and this and that. When we could have just like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways this situation could have been handled, but instead, I guess it had to be handled this way. And I'm just saying that's tax money that could have gone to, making sure your kids get a proper fucking education and like free lunch programs so that they can eat. I'm just saying. Also, I've never understood people who don't want their taxes to go to free lunch because it's cheaper to you, you know? If you think about it, it's like, okay, do you like if you're gonna send your kid to school, do you want to give them like $10 to $20 every fucking day, or do you want to just be like, yeah, I'll just pay like a lump sum of that to taxes, and then that shit can be handled by the government, and they'll just feed my kid like like a piece of fruit, a piece of delicious brown bread, and some like solid food and like some milk and stuff, so they can get all their protein and nutrients and shit while you're busy. It's like I'm just saying. Anyway. But yeah, peace out and condolences to his family. He might still be alive. If he lives, I don't know what. He might still be alive. Condolences to his family, though. He might still be alive. I don't know what the fuck will happen. But I'll just say it. It's like, it. If he doubles down on it and he's like, I need a gun to protect myself from the man who just had a gun and shot me, who I cannot find, but I'll have a gun and pointed at random audiences and crowds now to prove that the point is to add more guns. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, if he just keeps parroting the same bullshit about not caring about gun deaths after almost dying from a gun death, but then ironically hires more security with guns who probably won't even be paying attention and probably still won't find any future shooters if any more come. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, just I hope he's not gonna be fucking. Well, he's already pretty stupid. We all saw that video of him trying to compare, fetuses the size of a fucking M&M to little human beings and all that shit. So I don't know. He's not exactly the best guy. Anyway, that's all that I have to say. I'm just hopping on this bandwagon.